Hey, hey, it's me, Meta. No, yeah. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, yo, check out this thing behind me. It's pretty big. Yeah. I don't usually play like this. I have my field of view on 45 degrees, which makes it look much more realistic, like a 3D structure, like you're really there in a 3D environment. You see that? How it doesn't distort? The higher you put your field of view, the more what's in front of you will distort. Like this will bend towards me a lot more, that corner, but that's not how things look in real life. So it's weird when you're walking around here. It's like, and I'm playing with the bobbing, which I never do. So I just wanted to play around with it a little bit, and I don't have my heads-up display on. But anyway, yeah, here's the building, and yeah, check it. It's weird how when you walk around, look, when you walk up to stuff, it's different. It's different to get used to. It feels like you're moving a lot more slowly. Like, see how I'm walking up to these blocks? Like, yeah, if you were right up to something, you wouldn't see stuff way over there and way over there like you would on a high field of view. But yo, this is my creative prototyping world. I'm in adventure mode right now, so I don't break anything. I can't break anything. So these are just different various machines and prototypes and stuff. At the moment, I'm obsessed with ice. So I've been doing a lot of ice prototyping. That's my Redstone computer module thing over there. Yeah, other stuff. But anyway, here's one thing. This will push these 4 ice pillars down, and then you can push them wherever you want. Yeah, just other things I was experimenting with. 2 wide channel, which is really going to overcomplicate things. Some different timers. I was working on circuits to harvest the ice. And then, so I figured out this one thing, and I saw a video. See, this is like a failed thing. It was just like, I destroyed it. Over here was something that was like, this would work for what I was doing. Except it's just not, I needed more. I needed more out of it. So that's where this thing comes in. Check this thing out. Here it is. Oh yeah, it's like a big room, but it's like a big computer case is really what it is. Yeah, so what this is basically a Redstone clock timer circuit with variable timer speed, but it's hard coded into the machine, so you're not going to be changing the timings. You'll have a switch that switches between 2 different timings. This one is, you know, very adjustable also, so you'll make your adjustments for each setting, and then you'll be able to switch between them. So that's why I said it's like a Redstone clock timer circuit, hard-coded variable switching, I guess. But, yeah, I'm here, and yeah, this is definitely on touch, on pocket. Let me put my controls on here, so
surprise, motherfucker.
It'll be a little easier. Yeah, so I gotta get used to this. I got, like I said, my field of view is different. And here's like the design of the outside. This is the back of the building. So yeah, I was just, you know, after I built my thing on the ground, I start filling in the ground with, like, if it was inside of a building, and I start like, oh, what would, hey, don't do that. I'm like, oh, what would happen in survival, like what would I do? So I'm like, well, I'd just make a frame of something, but then like, what would I really do? So I just start playing around with different like build design ideas, but this is what I came up with. I've never really built with this basalt. Yeah, check it out. These are like little basalt trees. And the reason, those are nether brick walls. The reason they're blue is because I'm using the Bluetooth shader pack. But then, yeah, so then that's obsidian in the walls, I really love design. But yeah, so that's going to like be on both sides. I have to move the whole thing over one block. These. Because I had to move this building over. So here's the entry. You know what? I'm going to put it back on adventure. Alright, so that way I can't break anything accidentally. Because in creative it's real sensitive. But yeah, so here's like the windows. And pillars. Look at this door. Yeah, check it out. Okay, anyways, go in here. Machine. See what I mean with like the field of view? How it looks so weird, but it feels like so much more realistic. So here's how the windows are. Everything, it's closed in. Then there's some dents. This is how the corners are. Look at that. Looks awesome. I'm really loving it. It almost looks like castle-ish, kind of. Because of the way the walls are. It's like all blue and purple. So let's get to the machine. I have not done this walking around on the ground like in first person. I've done all this in creative. So I'm not used to this. Is literally my first time being in here in the machine. Like if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in here. So one more thing real quick. Out here, that is going to be like a computer fan. On top, I'm going to make a big circle with like a glass window, and then it's going to have like LED lighting with different colors and stuff. And that's like going to be like computer fan, So over here, because this is going to get real hot with the circuitry. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Over here, the whole point of this is that this whole machine this is so confusing. I've never been here in first person. This is how you turn it on. And okay, real simple. You're gonna start it right here. Originally what you would do is flick this lever really quick, or what I would do, and I just have a bunch of repeaters. And so if you do it real quick and you have the repeaters with no delay, like normal default, that real quick pulse will travel through them super fast. It goes like real fast, like this fast in real time, and it goes around. So you'll have, I had a loop, and so it's real long, and if you put some delay, that's okay, but you hit the lever and it sends a pulse into here only one way, like boom, it sends it into this big loop, and every time it goes around the loop it sends an output pulse right here one time. So then that pulse travels out to here, and what it would do is fire all the pistons in my ice machine. So I have pistons underneath water that's freezing, and instead of using observers or any comparators, this is for if you did not go to the nether, you can build this and make ice machines. So my idea initially was like, well, what if I just had a timer that fired off the pistons every so often, and if I had enough pieces of water, you do the numbers, every so often one of them will freeze on a certain game tick within a certain period of time, is the way it works. So there's always a chance of any of the water freezing. So I have 16, and I have 16 pistons underneath, and so I just fire all the pistons at once every so often, right, and that's it. I wanted it to be a short pulse because I don't want the pistons to be up in the air for a long period of time. Also, I had redstone, and if you have repeaters nearby the ice, the light from the actual repeater can light up the ice and melt it and break the machine. So I would have a water hole here and like one here, because on the very game tick, there's a chance that lighting will melt ice. It's not like over a period of time. It's a certain chance. It's doing a random tick, and if it falls on the same tick that these repeaters fire, or any redstone, if it's like 3 or 4 blocks away from your ice, it could melt it, and then you'll have just water, and it won't be able to freeze. So before, I solved that by moving stuff over, and I just used piston extenders with redstone blocks and other pistons, so no light could reach the ice. I still wanted a real short pulse. And initially, I wanted a way to just press a button and not have to worry about the length of the pulse, the redstone pulse that's sent out by the button. So this will send a pulse out, but it's like long. It's really long pulse, kind of, So what this little circuit here does is, when you fire this button, it immediately sends a redstone pulse into here, and then this is activated. But a moment after that happens, it takes that long to power this and push over, and it breaks the signal. So this, when I press it, will send a very short pulse, which will enter the system here and start this loop and send one pulse to begin with. And so what I wanted to add to this was like a circuit multiplier, and I wanted it to be exponential. I didn't want to just keep adding repeaters and repeaters, so I was like, how can I multiply it? Well, my idea was like, if I had a block and I had a feed tape piston system, and then the block would reach a point where it would complete a circuit. As that thing was moving around the loop, the block was moving around the loop, it would complete a circuit on its pass around that loop and send a pulse out each time. So the repeaters have to go all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. It sends a pulse, and then it will fire the loop one time and move that block over one time. Then the whole loop has to go around again and fire it another time. So if you adjust any of these repeaters, you're not adding one tick, you're adding however many ticks of blocks you have for the steps of the loop. So for example, if I had 10 blocks, that's 10 steps. So each time that this loop completes, one extra tick, one tick moves over, and then one tick and one tick. So it's exponential. It's not just adding one tick to the whole overall pulse. So that's what this is over here, is the piston feed tape system. This white block isn't supposed to be here. I'll break that in a second. Just ignore that. But this piston, the way I did it is that this line right here is at the push limit, basically, because I wanted to make it as big as I could. But you start with a empty block here, and everything else is filled in. Therefore, you fire this piston first. It moves this whole line over to there, and that opens a space right there. After that one happens, you push this line over there, creating a space right here. Therefore, it allows space for this piston to push this over, and that opens a space there, and this piston pushes the whole thing over, opening a space there, and the cycle completes. It repeats. There you go. Yeah, cool. These lights, each time a piston fires, you can visually see it fire. That's what those lights are. and the obsidian is there because it's unmovable by pistons, just in case there's timing issues. But I have it perfectly timed so that they fire literally one after the other, I think right on the tick. So it's like G, like right after each other, 1, 2, 3, 4 each time. And it's moving this solid block over one step. Like I said, each time this completes itself, it pushes that over, right? So we got power here, repeater, glass. That's why these are all glass. It's pushing them. Ignore that block too, that doesn't matter. That was a marker for when I was building. But repeater, this is always powered. When that solid block makes its way all the way around here eventually, which on the highest timer setting right now is 9 minutes, 8 seconds. On the lowest timer setting, it's 2 minutes, 8 seconds. It's amazing. When that block makes its way here on that final push, then this gets activated, and I have that same type of circuit out here. This is just a visual indicator light, same as that. But I have this same circuit that sends that little pulse real fast and then breaks the pulse. So that's what you see outside over here. This is the main output. So everything that's enclosed in this building is like the case of the electronics. It's like a computer case from the air, like I showed you before. And this is like the output. This would be the port that you plug into or whatever. So instead of having this light, you'll just have a repeater and redstone. And this is going to be the final pulse that fires all my pistons and pushes the ice up and over real fast. It's going to be a real short pulse. It's going to happen real fast, but it's going to take a long time for it to happen each time. Like, it's going to take up to 9 minutes, or I'll probably set it at 5 minutes. So this light will flash once every time I want to fire the machine. So this is how it works. Except this block completes the first loop. So this is an on-off instead of breaking a repeater or breaking a redstone, which would be annoying, which is very annoying. When you make these loops, usually you'll have to break something and replace it. This is a switch. This completes the circuit. Right now, nothing. When I do this, here we go. Ugh. Yeah. Now this is going to slowly make its way around. Like I said, it's set on the slowest setting possible right now. So you can have a very, very fast fire. So that fired at one time. You know what? So this is how you'll turn it off. When that makes its way around, it'll terminate right there. It won't send another pulse to the pistons. It's just going to stop on its own. But they let you change repeater settings in adventure mode, but you can't really break anything, so it's kind of strange. They should have other settings where you can still fly around but not break things, and then other settings where everything is locked. Like every literal thing, you can't edit or change anything. That would be great. I'm just going to set these to be as fast as possible real quick. I don't know if I could move. It's kind of bugging out my eyes, you know. Alright, wait. Yeah, I want that to be fast, I want that to be fast, I want everything to be fast. Just as quick as possible, right? So, reactivate, watch this is fast. Very short. See? That's like the absolute shortest pulse you can make. I think that's literally just a 1 tick pulse. So See this circuit? Watch how fast this happens. Like, when I press this, like I said, it fires that redstone, this activates, and literally the tick after that, like the moment after that, it breaks the circuit. See? Yeah. That starts that whole thing, and then we're going over here. And this makes its way around. And like I said, in this configuration right now, it'll take every 2 minutes and 8 seconds, it'll send a pulse out there. It's going to happen in a second. This will activate. It'll do that same thing, that super fast, short pulse. Uh-oh. I want to go see. Oh, let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Did I miss it? Yeah, there it was. See? Yeah. And that it'll just do that one time every 2 minutes. Like I said, 2 minutes, 8 seconds, up to whatever the other time. Well, I can't remember now. I think what? 9 minutes? I think it was. And yeah, so this is the machine in action. And so this is just, like I said, this is the Redstone timer circuit clock with hard-coded variable timer switching, using no comparators or observers, and it's expandable. You could make it as long as you want or as big as you want, as slow as you want. You could make it last the whole day, like 24 hours in real time if you want, easily. You just make this piston tape system, make this super slow, and then I mean, you could even make that bigger, but you don't have to. You could just make this real slow, and instead of being 2-dimensional, make it 3-dimensional in a cube. Oh, you could also ride these. You could also ride this. It's very fun. This is how you play Minecraft. Exactly. This is, you know, it doubles as a very slow moving sidewalk, right? Conveyor belt thing. I'm at the airport. This is as fast as it goes. I'm waiting to get to the terminal. We have to use these moving sidewalks because there's too many people now, but they're very slow. Oh yeah, but yeah, you could ride it if you wanted to. Yeah, wait, oh wait, so you could place blocks in adventure mode? Can you? No, can't do shit. Look at it. Oh yeah, look at the building. It looks pretty cool from out here. I bet it's going to look really cool at night. Too bad there's no way to like join items together as one item and have them swivel, like, so you could make that into a door. That'd be pretty easy. You can have a redstone switch. Imagine that swinging closed, like, that'd be sick. Until that happens, yeah, we don't get that. But yeah, so then, oh, don't do that. That's oops. That is a oops moment. Don't ever do what I just did. I just broke the machine. Okay. I designed it to be self-resetting though. And then there's one more circuit that I have to add here. One more thing that when this happens, I just have to put a circuit above here so that as soon as this activates, it's going to push all the pistons again, but without sending another pulse, so there won't be two pulses. Like, it has to send it and terminate. So yeah, that's gonna be a little tricky. I've done it before, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I really like this place. pretty cool. I'm going to put a glass roof on it with like some cool, it's going to look like a computer, like a gaming computer. Yeah, man, I'm happy with this. I'm going to build this in my survival world, and yeah, I'm going to show the ice machine I do have at the moment in the survival world, so you can see that iteration of the prototype in real circumstances, and, you know, vanilla survival. And it's going to be producing a stupid amount of ice. So, a new way to farm ice, if you so choose to do this. Meta circuitry, I don't know. Machinery, fucking contraption, shenanigans. You need like fire. It's like randomly fire at you, just like, whoa, what the hell? What kind of machine is this? You don't know where they're coming from. That wouldn't be too hard. Have a double piston extender like right here. Pull that block out. It starts firing at you. Bruh, don't do that. You know? Have some like fireproof stuff over here. Yeah, I can't wait to, I wanted to make this video because this is a big component of the machine, and I want to keep building the machine. And I'm going to make a big cube of ice. And then I'm going to make 4 of those machines, and each one will have 4 cubes. It's going to push a line, it's going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 gigantic cubes, which will be about 12 by 12 or 10 by, 12 by 16 or however long I want. Well, they won't be cubes if they're 12 by 16. Ooh, 12 by 12, 10 by 10, have 10 of them, 10 modules per machine, 10 machines. I think you see where I'm going with this. I'm insane. It's going to be stupid. Why would you ever need that much ice? I'm going to make over 1 million ice, like, with the press of a button, I promise you. It's going to be ridiculous, yeah. I play Minecraft like it's normal, dude. It's a normal game. This is Bedrock. Don't worry about the fact that I'm using a different thing. You don't like to play mobile? Well, watch me play it like I'm on a computer, bro. It's not a problem. Just chill and watch me play this game. I'm real good at this game. But, yeah, I don't want to repeat myself, but I love this thing. Okay. I'll see you later. Good stuff. Watch out for the next video. Take care. Bye bye.